And we begin tonight with a debate with muted mics and more conversations about issues Georgia voters want to hear about. President Trump and Democrat Joe Biden tackled a wide range of topics like health care, racial injustice, and immigration.
Yeah, they had a lot to get through here tonight, Natisha. So the big question tonight, folks, will round two move the needle for either candidate? So we know that the economy is a big thing, big issue for Georgia voters. Both candidates laying out a different approach for raising the minimum wage.
It should be a state option. Look, I've lived in different places. I know different places. They're all different. Some places, $15 is not so bad. In other places, other states, $15 would be
Okay, President
ruinous.
Trump, thank you. Quick response, Vice President Biden.
2 jobs, 1 job, be below poverty. People are making $6, $7, $8 an hour. These first responders, we all clap for as they come down the street because they've allowed us to make it. What's happening? They deserve a minimum wage of $15. Anything below that puts you below the poverty level.
President Trump and Vice President Joe Biden also attacking each other over how to respond to the COVID-19 crisis. Later on in the broadcast, we're going to fact check their claims about the pandemic.